So, sorry we haven't got much of an update on the old engine. I literally have just painted this. Well, I painted it the other day, but it's now dried a lot better than, still a bit tacky in places, but it'll dry. This is only a rough paint. It will get a good paint afterwards. I just done it with the brush just to get all the hard to get places, and I'll give her a single coat with the brush, and then I'll go over with the spray gun once everything is assembled and all the bits that I may have missed. We've also got the starter motor done, so she'll probably get painted up when again as well. We've got fuel filters in. Now normally you would have this as your first fuel filter, which isn't as fine as this one, but these are the two same fuel filters. So basically this will be double filtered before it goes into the tractor, which isn't a bad thing because it means that thing. This is meant to be a glass sediment bowl, but I've put another one off, another vehicle on here, just because the glass ones have been known to break here before on us. That's what actually happened to that one on me. Other than that, I haven't got too much done. This is a closer look at what I did with this pipe. So normally this pipe would come sort of straight down there and come out to here, but the front axle was very close to it and it used to just touch, so I'm hoping I got this right. So what I did was I just cut and just done a bit of a bend on it so that it sort of takes the shape a little bit. We've got those bits still to clean up and sort out. We've got these brackets on here to sort out, to take apart, clean up. I want to take that apart, clean that up, weld a little nut on there and do a nice proper job like this one is, so we can clamp them all nicely in place and free that one up so we can put that in place. What else was it we were going to do? I've got, hopefully, this fuel line is going to be used to go into the filter housing. So, looks like it should go in there. Threads are a bit corroded, so I've got to clean the threads up on it a little bit, I think. I thought they were good, but it grips a little bit, so I've got to try another filter housing and just see if it does go in before I do anything. Then we're going to make a frame that sort of, we'll get a steel sort of mounted on there, weld a bit of steel onto there, bring it down to here, and same on here, same on the back side there, and then have it so we can bolt it in, and then we'll have it so the frame is sort of comes to about here, so you got about a couple inches gap between this and the frame, and then there'll be a piece of ply. And the reason why I want a piece of ply on the bottom is just to sort of, I might even put a sheet of metal and weld in just to add strength, and then I'll have 4 caster wheels on it. But the actual frame's going to be this wide, so it'll be the width of the complete engine all the way down. The idea of putting the battery tray and cleaning all that up and putting it on it is when I do the test run I can put the battery tray on it. Then on the back side of the engine, where the flywheel is, we will put a stand on it so you can have your wiring, all clips and all that on there, your ignition, your pressure switch sensor and temp sensor and things like that. Sadly I don't have a spare Ford tractor dial, but I think I've got one out in the farm that I might go and grab, and I might be able to rig that up, and also might get a tacho cable so we can run the tacho at the same time. That's the plan anyway. Once the injector pipe's done up, we've still got the fan to paint, and we've still got what else was it? Fan to paint. Oh, and the brackets to paint, which will get done. The parts should hopefully turn up today. They're in the mail has turned up, so hopefully they're in the mail, cleaned up. We've also got this all cleaned up, so I managed to get this off eBay, and I got this a while ago for another tractor, and it was the wrong, I got it actually from my other county, but the threads on here are big, and the one on the other county, this is off the 754, it's quite small, but one of the engines I got turned out to have the big fittings on it, so it should fit neatly on there. Then I just got to work out what thread these are, and then what thread I'll need for the steering box and the rams, and then that will do the steering, and that will hopefully keep the system cool. I would like to put an oil cooler on this. So your oil cooler sort of runs, you have one that runs into here, pipe comes into here, comes along and goes along, and then flexi bit goes into your radiator, and then you have another one, I think it goes into one of these, comes along and then goes in. So I would like to fit one of them in as well, but I'll see how things go. And I've got to get another little radiator to go in front of the radiator for the transmission and gearbox and all that. So that's another thing I've got to try and find. So if you have any ideas of radiators that I could use for an oil cooler for the transmission, it's got to fit in the front of the radiator and be easily mounted. Then obviously let me know. And if you think you can help me out, and it's a reasonable price, I'll even buy one off you. So that's it for now. We've got the alternator down there ready to go on. I haven't put this cap on yet. I just haven't got around to doing it. Next job is to clean that pump up and get that all nice and sparkly. Take it apart and check the filters, give it a wipe out, run some oil through it so there's no shit in it, and then hopefully I'll get that fitted. Once this engine's been tested and I know it runs, then we'll put everything on it ready for it to go into the tractor, so as soon as it goes on the tractor it's all ready to go. This starter motor was off the old roadless. This is one I cleaned up. I've just now got to clean up the connections where I painted, so I've got to clean up that connection and this connection, and then we should be good, hopefully. What else was there? I think that's about it. Sorry for not doing too many videos, but it is what it is, really. We've had a lot of other things sort of happening and keeping us on our toes, as you could say, but we're getting there. I am worried and slightly concerned that for the 754 I'm actually missing a pipe. So I should have one that goes the thing, unless that's strapped into here maybe. So this is will be for my boy's 754, which I was going to use on our one, but so yeah, I've got no way of adding a fitting onto the end of that. I was going to use that as an oil cooler, but I'd rather not. It's quite expensive, and I really would like to save that for my boys 754 when we do the engine up that, which I'll be ordering the liners for that in the next couple of weeks and get them down and build that up. At the moment I've got to dig out this workshop again, so I've got tools everywhere. At the moment I'm just waiting for the paint. It's quite damp in here, so I can, once this dries up a bit, the next plan is to get it on its frame and then go over it with the spray gun when everything's on it. So but yeah, she's getting there. We've also got to clean out this bit here, because I did have a red cap on there, but it keeps falling off, so I've got to take this off and give this a clean. But I thought, you know, better just to leave it on there for now until I'm ready to put the fuel lines on, and then I'll just give it a little clean out. Won't take long, and with having it sitting up like that, it's going to be quite easy to do. I've also got to make a little bracket for this breather pipe. I've had to tilt it up because the oil was running out of the injector pump, so I'll have to top that up again as well. I'll make a little bracket that goes on here, just so the little pipe can stick through so it doesn't flap around, and we should be good. So dipstick. This dipstick fits in here perfectly. The one that was on my other tractor, with the other block, had this style dipstick. So you got two different styles here, and I didn't think it would make much of a difference. Dipstick's a dipstick. But turns out this dipstick, if you go to try and put it in, goes there and it jams, and it's a bit harder to put in, sort of thing. Like, it goes in, but it is just very snug and very hard to get out. This one, which was on this block, just goes in a lot better. So I guess there must be slightly just different designs. So I've got to save that one for my son's engine block. And I've got to gather up all the parts as well and put them in. We have to clean up the rockers and do a lot for his one. Same as bushes and bearings. Got to get all them. I was hoping that the bearings might be good, but sadly I'm just going to change them all. So we've got to get another engine kit down. But I don't need the pistons. I just need piston rings. And because I've got plenty of pistons sort of floating around somewhere, or I had plenty of pistons. I think I took them all down to the container actually. So, but yeah, that's it really. Next week we've got a guy coming up to look at the canter, so he's coming up to have a look at the canter and hopefully get that going. So if we get that going next week, we could hopefully lift this up and set it up on its stand a bit better. Be also making a stand, hoping to start that probably tomorrow, which I'll do a bit more recording on that and things. So I do apologise for the videos and not actually doing a rebuild project, so that's why we're doing the other engine block a little bit quicker. It has got to go to the to a mate of mine that has a machine that bores them out. So we don't actually have a machine shop down here. We just got an old timer that's really good at boring them out and putting new liners in and doing it that way. So I'll take it to him and we'll get the new liners put in and get it bored to the size that we need, and then we can start building that one up. That engine should be a little bit easier to build up, apart from we're going to have to use an injector pump that I thought I had sitting up here, which I've now somehow misplaced. I must have took it to the container. But it's a rotary carve pump, maybe. I was hoping to use an inline pump, but we'll see how we get on. I might have an inline pump for it. Don't know. Finding injector pumps are really difficult. Being that I sent this one away and spent a lot of money on it, can't really afford to spend that much money on one. And I do have a good pump, I think. It just needs a couple of seals changed on it, so we'll probably give that a go. But I'll keep you up to date anyway. We've also got to rebuild these injectors, because these are the ones that's going to be going on his engine. So we'll clean them up, rebuild them, sort them all out, test them on the injector tester, and go from there and see if we can build an engine up out of parts, basically, for him. He's going to sort of semi-do it himself as well. I'll do the heavy stuff, but hopefully he can come up and help sit bits in place. Order a complete gasket set. I'll probably order a couple gasket sets, to be fair, because I could do with a couple. But I'm thinking about ordering 2 engine kits, because I've got another engine to do straight after this next one. So I was thinking about, as I'm in the engine mood of doing things, and it's all fresh in my head, just go for golds. But I want to make sure this one works good first. This is my first one I've ever rebuilt. It's the first time I've ever had an engine block completely stripped right down to nothing. A new line is put in. I've had them apart, repaired an odd bearing that's gone, or changed a piston and changed many a head gaskets, but I've never really had one completely stripped and put back together. So quite looking forward to this one, and we're well excited. So, but yep, don't forget to comment, rate and subscribe, and I'll keep you up to date with what's happening. And thank you for watching.